G'day and welcome to another episode. My name's Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we'll be looking at the X-Transbots Virtus, aka their masterpiece Springer. Now this guy is a triple changer and has quite a lot of accessories, which I'm currently working how this works. But at the same time, if you have watched my Lego Optimus Prime video, let me just say I am currently recovering from being sick for the last week, which, as Liz said in that video, has probably pissed off my work. But I'll hopefully be back for them tomorrow. But beside the point, this guy can be a little fiddly and finicky, and I just should have left that where it was. So a few things to get out of the way. He does sort of have I don't know, mine just sort of fans out a bit. You can lift, if I can get it. I've recorded this video twice also. There is a cockpit in there, but nothing really fits in there, not even his accessories. Did it again. He does have lights here and here. And now let me see if I can do this on the first go. And now I can't find my toothpick that I had. Oh, here it is. So I've only got one set of lights in because honestly getting the batteries back out, because I don't like leaving my batteries in after I've done these, because I don't want them to corrode, is a pain in the butt. And I think I actually chose the harder one to actually show off. Oop, I swear I hit that. There we go. So I will also point out that this lens is darker than this one. So just take my word for it. So there we go. It has a little light switch on each, but it does tend to create a seam and stick out a little bit. So you can see isn't really there. So there is that. Now if I can get it in one go, there we go. So I will be pulling those out once this is all done. So there we go. He does roll, and the one thing I don't like is the center wheel. I prefer the idea that the wheel's out here, and as you can see, certain things aren't tapped in too well. You're going to be finding that a lot, at least with mine. So there we go. So quick size comparison. There he is with Windblade. And for the sake of it, here he is with Springer, and I don't know why my leg flared out like that. So, right, let's get down to transformation, because this is, I wouldn't say it's intricate. It has a few steps, but it's not actually that hard. It just can be annoying in places. So, first things we're going to do is we're going to get this undone. I tried doing it the opposite way last time, and it didn't really work. So it tabs in here and tabs in here. So just sort of get that out. Doesn't matter if it wants to fan out or not. The rest of the legs will follow with. Same on this side. Just sort of lift and untab. There we go. So that saves us for a little bit later. All right, next we're going to lift all this up. So there's two tabs, the tab in here. If you sort of flare it, pull these forward just a little bit, because they're sort of tabbed in. Well, I wouldn't say tabbed, sort of stuck in. There's like, I'll show you a better bit afterwards, but just lift it up just enough so those will become clear, and that makes it a little bit easier. And clang, clang, clang. So come under and pull out. You will have to flex a little bit to get these up. I don't know where it's grabbing. Oh, that's right, because the arms come with it. Okay, so we'll continue with the back here, because as I realized after I recorded this, that's what I should have just kept doing. So we're going to untab these, and we'll just bring it out a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the leg. So it's this way up. You're going to have these up now. You can get that out of the way. This one on mine's a little bit loose, but that's going to be a locking point. So this is going to rotate in. You're going to put your finger on the inside of his thigh and push, so this whole thing slides in. Try to get this out of the way too. Come in here, well, come in the side, lift up the wheel, twist, and flip back. It's a pin. I was going to say I really need to tighten that, but that's not going to help if it's a pin. Alright, so this piece is going to flip up, so just sort of rotate in and keep this piece put down until it sort of lines up as it should. There we go. Next, we're going to rotate this anti-clockwise, So that comes all the way around. That will line up. Keep that up. Flip that out. And we pretty much, once that's clicked back into place, you have one side of the helicopter done. Oh. Now why aren't you rotating? Rotate that first, then bring that in. There is a tab on the outer side, but there you go. Okay, so if you've done everything right, everything should tab back in, although the ratchets in the legs, oh, and I bet you I forgot to switch that around. Yep, I did too. The ratchets in the legs can fight you, so just be aware of that. So just tab everything together. Clang, clang. This is what I get for having a metal glass table. And that gets all nice and tabbed together. The tail doesn't really tab at the fin, so just be aware of that. But you do also end up with a small hole here, just so I keep squeezing all that. The one thing I wish was that the feet tab together, but they don't. All right, so then we're going to get all this back in place. We'll just sort of rotate these out for a moment because we need to get them underneath. So let's see how I go doing this. So this is going to come back and come under with the greatest of ease. Probably doesn't help that I did twist those. And I do so need to tighten those just to give them a little bit more oomph. Come on. Don't be the thing that makes this video so much longer than it needs to be. Come on. Don't know why you're fighting me. Something's in the way, I bet you it is. One second. So I have got it for the most part. I finally got these in, and ironically one of these actually got in place too, so just sort of fiddle with that until that's in. Whoops, and now I'm transforming parts that I don't want to transform. Oh, gee knows. Alright, so back to where I was when I first started the original video. This is going to come up as far as it can and make sure this green bit here follows all the way, because if that gets in the way, it's going to cause issues for the transformation. And honestly, that is a piece that causes issues during the whole thing. I just moved those to try something, but it didn't quite work. And of course, my wheels are moved again. All right, so try to do this awkwardly and as pleasantly as possible. All right, so this is going to fold out. This is going to fold down. This is going to fold around. You're going to fold the wheel in. This is going to come up and tab into the side. You're then going to fold this bit out. Now this will be tight. You might need a tool. Just go get the spike out, which honestly, getting it back can also be painful. So just be aware of that. I don't know why it just didn't have some other version of a slider or something. So this is going to come up and go back into place. And this is going to slide all the way down to get on this point. Now, what I was saying before about the tab is that. So that was sitting on that, and it's going to be sitting on this. So, try to do this. So just slide all the way down, and then there's a little groove above the tire next to a screw. That's going to sort of, I think I've got the tire in the way. There we go, yeah. I shouldn't have slid the tire the way. And that's going to sit roughly like that. Now I did originally try, and this was flat on here, and it doesn't work. So just be aware of that. So 1 second, and I'll be right back. Okay, final steps. So you're going to unplug this. There's a little wheel in here that's going to slide at the back of his head, and then when you push forward, it's probably going to untab the rest of his chest. Just sort of get that back in place. It doesn't really tab in real well, but it does sit there. So that gives us our flat surface. So that's where it's come out. You then bring this out. Excuse my voice. Try to bring it out straight. Oops, I screwed that up. Which is probably, I think I've actually, try it again. bring that down, then bring that up. So for some reason now I have a gap on both sides, but I'm not overly worried. I'm assuming I probably pulled part of the... There we go. Oh, here we go. There's a slight push feel there. So there we go. So something else might... I think it's the wheels. They literally need to be just a tab here so that the feet would stay together. That's all I want. Just one tab there. Actually, there's a few tabs I want, but that's just one. All right, so there he is, almost in helicopter mode. We can take one accessory, which is his sword, and I will get to the sword and its issues soon enough. Oh, by the way, he does have 2 guns. You could probably put in there, but I just completely forgot. And I don't feel like going back to robot mode, to vehicle mode and redoing this all over again. So I might do that before we do the thing. Now, you want it so this back piece, which is curved in, is at the back. Now, it might take a little effort, but it will eventually go in. And there is Springer in his helicopter mode, and it semi-spins, but it looks good for a helicopter. Give me a half. So that half a second gave me a chance to do this. So there is Springer and Springer, which actually is pretty decent for a size. And just for one more comparison before we almost finish this up, there he is with Windblade. Now he does have 1 or 2, I should say, other accessories. Also, as for putting his guns on, I have no clue. But you can take this out, and you can attach this. So it is basically a plastic propeller thingy. And I would advise doing this only if you need to, because honestly trying to restore this is going to be a pain in the ass. But basically, you put in the holes, make sure it's the right way around, of course, which mine is. Get them in there, slide that down. These go over, this goes under. And you're going to have to flex it to try and make sure it lines up. So, I think that just went under, didn't it? Where are you? Yeah. So try and... One second. Yeah, I had the right way around, but over, under, over. So just try to flex that up, and then I'll lock that in place. Same there. Just keep the tip flexed and lock it in place. And there it is all together. That is all multiple pieces, so it is what it is. You can then make sure the plastic is around the right way. And I haven't done this yet because honestly I wasn't going to use this. So that just goes back in like the other one and actually goes in easier, although it has a bit of a wobble to it. So there you go. He also has this, which I haven't used yet either. So I'm not overly... Give me 1 second, let me put the sword back on. Alright, so there's this little piece here, it sort of pushes in. That's going to go underneath there. And sort of tab on. And voila, you have Springer. Where you want him, you can bring him down. You can put him higher up. These apparently are locking points, but honestly, I have yet to find a decent flight system that actually holds really well. I have actually that weight is actually pushing down that. There we go. So there we go. So Springer in the air. So if that's a thing you want to do, please go right ahead. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this guy so far. And of course, check out the next video for the follow-up, which we turn him from his helicopter into his robot mode. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.